Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Relix, and today, well, I'm going to do a tier list. If you guys have seen my Fire Emblem tier list, it's going to be roughly the same idea. I know different tier lists mean different things, right? But today, we are going to do a few. So first off, we're going to start with usefulness. Usefulness is like used in the game. So we're going to, oh by the way, we're going to do Halo CE tier list, a weapon tier list, and so not going to include any other game, so just Halo CE. So yeah, the usefulness is, how good is it in the game, how much should it be used compared to other weapons, things like that. Then we're going to move on and we're going to go to the design tier list, where we look over the weapons and say which ones are good, which ones are bad, so on and so forth. Pretty self-explanatory. And then last but not least, we'll do my favorite tier list. Which ones do I love the most? Which ones do I hate like the least? So let's start with the most useful. First, alright, so we got most useful, next best, average, bad, once or twice. I won't really say anything's like disgustingly don't use, right? Again, some of these weapons aren't even in the game, so bear that in mind. For example, the flamethrower right here. Again, this is a preset tier list that I got, so ignore the flamethrower and or the fear rod. The fear rod itself is in the game, however, but we can't use it personally, as the player. Only the grunts have them. So those two, just ignore that they're there. So let's get started. Let's start with the AR. The assault rifle is pretty standard, gun. Your basic gun in every game, right? But as far as usefulness, unfortunately, it's just average. I won't say it's not good against Flood. If you guys play the games, you guys know that. So the only thing it is good against is the infection forms. But the gun itself is not horrible. It holds 60 bullets per mag, which is amazing, for a total of 600 bullets. That's insane to think about. There's no other gun, any gun that I know of, that holds that many bullets. So that's pretty amazing. So yeah, it's pretty average. You're not really going to use it anywhere in the, like if you're playing Legendary, you're definitely not going to use it. But like for the Pillar of Autumn, it's viable. But any mission after that, you probably won't see many uses for it, just because the bullets themselves are weak. Unless you're really spraying like an elite in close combat, you're not really going to do much. So yeah, the AR is pretty useless in as far as doing Legendary, but just to have fun, it's actually a cool gun. Next up, we have, let's just skip over, let's do the Magnum first. So the Magnum, you gotta put in most useful. I mean, it's like the best, it's probably the best gun in the game, like hands down. It has range, it has damage, it can do headshots, it kills Flood easy. It can kill every single enemy in the game with ease. The only thing wrong with it is its magazine size is only 12 bullets, but that's okay because the damage output it does is worth it. So obviously, Magnum, most useful weapon in the game, hands down. You should probably always have one if possible. Obviously, later in the game, when you do like the library, two betrayals, keys, and mall, you may find yourself without one. But if you do have it, take it. It's probably your best bet to doing a lot of the missions on Legendary. Obviously, if you're doing a lower difficulty, it's not going to be as much of a neat necessity. But I feel like it is the most useful gun in the game, period. Next, we'll do the Plasma Pistol. So a Plasma Pistol, like the Magnum, is pretty effective against most enemies, including the Flood. So honestly, because of the damage output that the Magnum does, I'm going to put the Plasma Pistol in next best. If you don't have a Magnum, and if you don't have a shotgun that we'll talk about later, you'll probably want the Plasma Pistol because it has a pretty good amount of battery to shoot. So for 100% battery of Plasma Pistol, you have three shots each percentage. for a maximum of 300 shots. That's actually really good. Not to mention you can do the Plasma Blast, which is pretty useful in tight situations, especially get rid of shields on elites, and you know, it's instantly takes out all shields, so it's really useful in that regard. And if you can single fire shot it, it is almost 100% accuracy. I think it has a small drop off. Otherwise, it is pretty accurate. It's a pretty good gun. You can use it against every enemy in the game, so I say that's the next best option if you don't have a Magnum. And then next we have let's do the Needler. So the Needler itself, very cool gun, without a doubt. It's one of the most iconic guns in all of Halo, but it is not very useful, let's be honest. As far as Halo CE is concerned, it is definitely one of the bottom tier ones, so unfortunately I'm only going to put it in bad. If you play Legendary, honestly, you should never ever pick up the Needler. It's something that's just not viable. The only time it's really viable is if you need to use it real quick, shoot a flood that's, you know, on a cliff or something that you don't want to waste your other ammo for, and it can't hit you back. Just throw a bunch of Needlers at it, super combine it, it's dead. Move on, right? But in general, it's just not going to be used. So to me, it's horrible to use. Lower difficulties, it's fun. It's fun to blow up your enemies with the super combine. But as far as the weapon is concerned, it's bad. It's pretty bad. Later games, it improves on it, but honestly, nothing beats the Halo 1 Neither. It's just much better. It's just so iconic. Next up is the Plasma Rifle. And this one is, honestly, it's kind of along the same lines of a Plasma Pistol. It's kind of your next best option if you don't have a Magnum. So, me personally, I like the Plasma Pistol better than the Plasma Rifle. Plasma Rifle is the same as the Plasma Pistol, except it's a rapid fire, just like the AR. You hold the trigger, it's just going to keep shooting. Unfortunately for the Plasma Rifle, it does have a limit to how many times it can shoot before you have to take a break. Unfortunately, to me, the Plasma Rifle isn't as good as the Plasma Pistol because of the accuracy. It's not as super accurate because it's not single shot necessarily. It can be, but its range is much more sporadic than the Plasma Pistol. Me personally, I'm a trigger puller, so I can pull the trigger pretty fast, pretty quickly, and do semi-automatic shots for the Plasma Pistol. Hence the reason why I like the Plasma Pistol better. My brother likes the Plasma Rifle better. It is a really good gun. It really is. So it is your next best option if you don't have those options. And again, I prefer Plasma Pistol. Others prefer Plasma Rifle. They work in the same way. So that's pretty much the general thought. Next up is the rocket launcher. So to me, this one is a once or twice. It's not bad. It's not average. But it's not these two either. So once or twice. It's kind of one of those that is like, if you need it in the moment, you use it. One specific option is on 2 betrayals. Once you go down the spider in the very beginning of the mission, there is a Wraith guarding your Banshee that you need to get. I mean, the rocket launcher ammo is there with the rocket, so it's telling you to use the rocket to kill the Wraith. Obviously, that's one of the moments you have to use it, right? I mean, I don't really see an option where you don't use it unless you want to try and close combat the Wraith with a shotgun or AR, which would be pretty suicidal, so that's why I don't think that's an option. So yeah, the rocket launcher is the way to go. But once or twice, nothing more than that. Honestly, I don't really see anyone having the need to pick it up ever. My brother does in his legendary runs, if you guys watch those, but for me, it's just not an option. Next up is the shotgun. This one is going most useful. So alongside the Magnum, the shotgun should be your other weapon in your inventory whenever possible. Obviously, we get it to the second half of the game, but the shotgun itself is probably one of the most deadliest weapons in the game. It kills everything, including elites. Almost one shot their shields down, and then you could shoot them again and punch them to death. Pretty easy. So shotgun, without a doubt, is one of the best guns in the game. Obviously, if you have a choice between the Magnum and shotgun, take shotgun. It has range as well. Otherwise, obviously, like I said, the plasma pistol and rifle are also there as well. They both serve the same purpose. These guys kind of like all the same. These two and these two. But that's my opinion. I like to have the most useful in my inventory, but sometimes you just can't have both at the same time. Hence, the next best is your next best options. And last weapon, as far as guns are concerned, we have the sniper rifle. And the sniper rifle itself is pretty strong. In Halo 1, I actually like the Halo 1 sniper better than the other versions in other Halo games. But obviously, they've made adjustments to it. This sniper is useless against Flood though, so pretty much this one will probably be average. It's used whenever you do get it. It's like probably your best option to have in your inventory as far as killing Covenant. But if you're not a really good sniper, then it's kind of your drawback. So it could be either your next best or it could be your average. Honestly, it's not really used in close combat, so I'd say average. Regardless of the situation, Magnum is like your best, right? You have range with the Magnum, and you can do close combat. So, and in most missions with Covenant, you will have a Magnum. So the use for a sniper is kind of secondary. Usually, like on Assault in the Control Room, you can partner up the Magnum with any of these other guns. Honestly, you could partner up even with the rocket launcher if you wanted to. The Magnum is all you really need on Legendary. So that's why I think Sniper's average. And again, it's useless against Flood. There are some moments in the Flood missions that you will use the Sniper, but you won't be carrying it around forever. So next up is the Frag Grenade. And this one, honestly, is like your best friend, right? So if you're in a tight situation, you need to blow up a mob of enemies, most useful. I definitely think the Frag Grenade has the best damage output of the two between it and the Plasma Grenade. And for sure, if you are in a tight situation or you want to get those combo kills, throw the Frag. As long as it doesn't bounce off something, it's going to blow up instantaneously and it's going to kill everything in its path. So the only thing it can't kill is like hunters, elites, and then the armored elites later on. Yeah, so basically hunters and elites. Otherwise, it blows up everything, instant kill, from a pretty close radius, if not a small distance as well. And lastly is the Plasma Grenade. Honestly, if you don't have a frag, your next best option is the Plasma Grenade. So in this case, you guys can see where I'm going with this most useful tier list. It's definitely the human weapons over the Covenant weapons. But in general, again, Plasma Grenade is pretty good. It also has a huge blast radius, which does a lot of damage to enemies. This one, on the other hand, is very useful in killing elites. You can stick an elite and instant kill them. Even if it's right under their feet and you didn't stick them, it will blow them up and kill them. So unlike the frag, the Plasma Grenade will destroy them. So that's the other thing about the Plasma Grenade that's really useful. But the Plasma Grenade allows the enemies to dodge if they detect it in time. So that's the only reason why I would say it's your next best option, because it does give the enemies time to avoid and get out of the way. Unless you stick them, the enemy that you want to kill. So, like against the Flood, who have pretty good speed, you could possibly miss. If it hits the ground and just sits there, the Flood will probably just run out of its range and attack you. So that's why I think it's next best and not most useful. But it could, each one has its uses and each one can exchange up and down. But in general, I think this is my weapons tier list, my most useful. As far as CE goes, it could change, honestly, it varies, but me personally, this is how it goes for me. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys agree with this? I think it's pretty fair. But maybe you guys play different. My brother plays differently from me, so you guys go ahead and catch our videos if you guys can to see how we use each weapon. But me personally, I think this tier list is the way to go. Yeah, like I said, Magnum is your best friend, if not the shotgun. So this is the most useful tier list. But let's move on. Let's reset and we go back to the design tier list. So I'm gonna move the flamethrower and the fuel rod down. So first we'll start with the AR again. AR design wise. Oh, by the way, I didn't even mention this is a preset template, so I do apologize for the weapons looking a little funky, especially like the AR or the shotgun, the sniper. They're all kind of squished. But yeah, you guys know the guns. You guys know what they look like. AR, pretty good. Honestly, I love the design of this AR. It looks phenomenal. It's iconic, and it's your standard assault rifle that any movie, any game really has. But you can tell that this one's Halo, and it just literally looks really good. I can't really say it's ugly or in any way, but it isn't the coolest, so that's why it has to rate here. But it's better than average, right? I think it's better than the average AR in the world, at least. So Needler, okay, let's be honest, it's the coolest, right? I mean, tell me someone who doesn't think the Needler is cool. It's a gun that shoots pink needles and stabs enemies and then blows them up in a pink, dust of explosive beauty. I don't think there's any other gun that's cooler than that, honestly. Like, the Needler is definitely 100% the coolest gun in all of Halo, going throughout all of the games. So, tell me I'm wrong. Next up is the Magnum. Honestly, most useful gun, right? I said that many times, but I don't honestly like the look of it. It's average at best. It's just like a pistol with a big nozzle at the end, right? Honestly, it's kind of boring. It might even be bad, honestly. I'm gonna put bad. I don't like the way it looks. It's just kind of not good. But as far as the design itself, it is iconic to the Halo series, which I will give it that. But as far as the way it looks, I really don't like it. I think it could look better. But that's me personally. Plasma pistol, again, this one is pretty good looking. Obviously, the Covenant weapons are unique to Halo, so they're all going to be pretty unique and cool. I'm going to do good, just because it's very unique. Again, a nice green texture. You know what gun it is. You can tell even if it's on the ground or from a distance. And even the plasma shots and the the crosshairs, they look cool in the game. So it's pretty unique. And then same thing with the plasma rifle. I'm also going to put in good. It's practically the same thing as the plasma pistol. There's no doubt about it. These, again, all three of the Covenant guns we've listed so far, they're pretty iconic, unique to the Halo series. There's nothing else like it, at least as far as I know, in any other game or movie. These guns are just that good looking. Unfortunately, the plasma rifle, I would say all of them, their designs get changed so much to the Halo series that the love is just lost there. And especially on the plasma rifle, it just disappears. I don't know why Bungie took it out of their games, and then eventually 343 didn't even include it. 343 Industries, you guys are idiots for not using the plasma rifle. Just saying. It is a beautiful gun. So, next up is the rocket launcher. Again, it's your standard rocket. It's okay. If you see it, it's from Halo, right? But honestly, I'm gonna put it in bad. I don't really like the way it looks. It's kind of weird looking. Like, I don't know. It's not my typical type of weapon either. So I could be a little bit of bias, but it just looks a little boring. Honestly, just like the Magnum is kind of boring. It just looks like you have a big pipe on your shoulder, So I don't know. It could look better, I think, but that's me personally. Next up is the shotgun. Again, this is average. This looks like a shotgun. right? It looks like a shotgun in real life. It's just a pump shotgun that just shoots really far, I guess, right? Design-wise, it's average. It's not bad. I think it just looks like a shotgun. You can tell what it is, and that's that. Pretty simple. And then same thing with the sniper. That's also average. Again, you can tell it's a sniper. Looks like a sniper. Has everything a sniper needs: a scope, you know, the long muzzle for the bullet, the magazine, the stand. Yeah, it's perfect. So I think it's just average. Obviously, doesn't look any different from like a sniper that would look like in real life. At least I don't think so. Next up is the grenades. Honestly, kind of wishy-washy. This is Halo CE grenade. I know the picture looks a little funky because I had to upload these ones myself. Unfortunately, the pictures don't fit for some reason. I don't know why. But the frag grenades, kind of whatever. I'll do average. It's not really anything special, right? It's just a fragmentation grenade that you could find in any game. Obviously, they make improvements to the design throughout the games, and they look a little bit more HD. But as far as the grenade's concerned, you know what it is as soon as you see it, and you can pick it up and use it. So that's pretty average. Plasma grenade, honestly, this is kind of weird looking. Me personally, I don't really agree with the way it looks. I don't know what the orange is. I don't know what the green symbol is. I don't know what the dot is in the middle. I'm gonna actually say it's ugly. Honestly, I'm gonna say it's ugly. Okay, I'm just kidding. It could be good or ugly. Honestly, it could go either way, to be honest. I'll put ugly just to fill in the category because it looks kind of funky. But obviously, it's one of the most useful grenades in the in the Halo franchise. So be sure to give it some love. As far as design, though, not my cup of tea. Next up is the Furod. Unlike the rocket launcher, I actually like the design of the Furod, so I'm going to put in good. The way that it looks, I know we can't use it, but you can tell in game that there's a Furod. It's glowing with the green rods, the fuel rods, and it looks like in this design the Furods drop in and then shoot out the cannon. It's actually a pretty simple design, even though it's an alien gun. So and the purple aesthetics actually looks really good, so that's why I think it looks great. Again, Covenant weapons always look good, right? Last but not least is the flamethrower. This one's bad. Let's be honest, it's pretty bad. If you guys seen the Halo CE flamethrower, I don't really care for it. It's just stupid looking. The shark, not really needed. And then of course the way it looks, it just doesn't look right. So that's why I'm going to put it in bad. Yeah, as far as the design, this is it. This is at least my thoughts on the design. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think, though. And do you think I'm wrong? Do you guys have different ideas? Obviously, I think the Covenant weapons are probably the coolest guns in all of sci-fi games. But without a doubt, the Neither is the coolest gun. Come on, can't argue with me, right? You guys can't argue with me on that one. But the rest of them, pretty good. Average, bad, ugly. Maybe. I don't know. Let's move on. So last but not least, we have my favorite weapon tier list. So this is my personal favorite weapons. As far as overall, you can be usefulness, design, everything. Everything it does. Everything it does, everything it has coming for it. So we'll see. We'll start off with the AR. AR. Yeah. What? Oh, by the way, I know these are a little weird wording, but we'll wait till the end to explain that. So I'll put AR here. I'll put flamethrower. Won't even bother. Furod. Not my choice. Yeah, but it's good enough. Neither. Yeah. Alright, there you go. That's my favorite tier list. So just real quick, I'm just gonna wrap this video out with explanation of why. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, shotgun's one of the most useful weapons in the game, if not the most useful, besides the Magnum. I just love it. It has range, it has damage, it has the ammo, it has everything going for it. And like I said, the design itself, pretty average, but you know, it looks good for a shotgun, right? And then sniper rifle. I'm a marksman. I love sniping, specifically the Halo 1 sniper is an awesome sniper. And put these two combinations together, honestly, that's what I would use. Like if I had to fight the Covenant on a normal basis in a Halo game, the shotgun and sniper would be my duo combo of weapons. And obviously using frag grenades as my grenades. Yeah, these three are just my favorites, and I just love them to death. Like I would use them no matter what over anything else. That's just me though. Next comes what comes next? Well, AR itself is pretty cool. Honestly, it's really a cool gun. I can't deny that. As much as I don't use it in the game, it is one of the best looking guns, and you know, it's like, I mean, it's fun to use. It's really fun to use on easier difficulties. So without a doubt, it has a lot of potential to, you know, for good gameplay. Neither, obviously, it's fun to use. Again, it's just amazing. It's iconic. It's beautiful. Won't use it as much in the game, obviously, but you know, it has its uses, and super combines are always cool to watch. Magnum, obviously, you guys know I love the Magnum. It's like the best weapon in the game. Obviously, only just Halo CE, but on top of, you know, I would rather have these guys on top than the Magnum, right? It's just me personally. Plasma pistol, again, I shared my love for it over the plasma rifle. So plasma pistol, I'm a semi-automatic kind of guy. I can pull the trigger fast, so shooting with it, I actually like it. Not to mention the plasma blast. Even though it has the EMP effect in future games, I just love the fact that it can kill shields pretty easily. Not to mention, pretty useful against jackals, because I hate jackals. That's something that even the shotgun and the Magnum can't really do, is take out jackals as fast as this guy can. So that's why I love this guy. And then plasma grenade, obviously if it's not a frag, it's a plasma grenade. I love throwing grenades, and as a grenade, love to stick things. Next is good enough. These guys are cool. Obviously we can't use a fear rod, but they look cool. They look great. You know, plasma rifle has its uses. Very useful damage output, and you know, looks great. Honestly, whenever I see the plasma rifle in Halo, if you know, what was it? Was it Halo Reach? Yes. Was it Halo Reach or ODST? I forget. I think it was Halo. No, I think it was ODST when they had a plasma rifle in the game. I'm like, oh my god, the plasma rifle's here. Not the brute plasma rifle, and then not a storm rifle or anything like that, or a plasma repeater. It was a plasma rifle. Like, oh, good job. Whenever I see it, it's like, yes, iconic. Gotta have it. It's the Covenant weapon, not the plasma pistol or anything. It's the plasma rifle. It's perfect. So that's why it's here. It's good enough for me. I like it. I just prefer to use a plasma pistol over it. Not my choice. Obviously, the rocket launcher, I don't really give it much love compared to my brother. It's just too deadly, and not to mention the rocket floods piss me off, so that's a little bit of bias too. But yeah, just boring design to me, and just it doesn't really do much for me. So that's why I don't really like it in the game. And then of course the flamethrower, because who cares? Who cares about the flamethrower? So that's it for this tier list. Again, here's my favorite, here's design, and then here's the usefulness. Obviously ignoring these two because we don't get to use them. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button, comment down below what you guys thought. Let me know if you guys have any changes to your list, or if you guys agree or disagree with my list. And then of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more content like this, as well as other contents I will be putting out. Again, if you haven't caught up, my brother and I are doing our Bro vs. Bro Legendary runs for 2024. We did 2023, Halos 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We unfortunately didn't do Reach and ODST, but we plan to do that this year, so be sure to catch up on those. And And of course, if you guys want to know who won last year, you can go straight to my last video of Halo 5. You can see the results there. Otherwise, be sure to watch my videos as well as my brother's live streams for this year. And yeah, we'll see what else we put out. Otherwise, for now, this is going to be it. Thank you guys for watching this video, this tier list, and hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.